Father, we bless your name. None compared to you, Jesus. You worthy of worship. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. You're right. So now, Nyama strength, asasi suma. Koto drenyi na kutu, abodi ni na kase, wonkuni ora. There's nobody like you, Jesus. Say, Nyama strength, asasi suma. Koto drenyi na. Only you are God, none compared to you. So now, yes, way, body in a cassette. So now, yes, body in a cassette. Praise your name. Lord, you reign and you rule over the earth. Beat on the beat, strong and the strongest.
Beloved, I bring you greetings from the Inside Studios, and you are watching The Virtuous Woman. You know, this is a program where we talk about issues of life concerning women. Is there anything in this world that does not include women? Not at all. You will agree with me that women can be found, or the presence of women are in every area of our lives. If you are joining us for the very first time, I warmly welcome you. If you are an old family member, I give you greetings, and I urge you that you share this broadcast with somebody you think it will be of a help to. Remember, we study to show ourselves approved. And on the Inside Studios, we learn, we unlearn, and we relearn. Today, we are going to have a conversation. We are going to celebrate a couple. You know, as part of the programs on the Inside Studios, we have the Marriage Made Easy. Marriage Made Easy. And today we get to celebrate a young couple. We get to get some nuggets from them. If you are a young adult out there and you are about to step into marriage, this is the right time for you. If you are an old person also out there and you would like to share this with somebody, please do so. I am your host, Susie Osikeni Georges, and today I am with the oil over my head, the crown, the CEO of the Inside Studios, with me as a co-host. Mr. Osikeni, as a co-host. Please, you can introduce yourself.
Yes, madam. Please, I am the husband to the beautiful lady. My name is George.
You are welcome. Yes, we are talking about Marriage Made Easy, the very first institution that God made in the Garden of Eden. And it is so broad. We are not going to talk about the whole thing about marriage because we wouldn't have the time. But today, we would like to share with you. The couple are here we are going to celebrate them. I don't want to go along without also honoring their father who has accepted to allow them to come to the Inside Studios. And so I say, Pastor Alex Opoku-Manzoni, thank you so much, Daddy, for this great opportunity. You are doing a great job. We see what the young couple does in church, and we are marveled at it. We know it is all to the glory of God. Let me quickly go on and introduce the couple for today to you. They are no other than Mr. and Mrs. Boamah. You are so much welcome to the Inside Studios.
Thank you.
We are so much grateful to have you, and we know that by the end of this session, somebody out there is going to benefit. Somebody out there is going to unlearn and relearn. Somebody out there is going to learn to make a better decision as a step into marriage. Mr. Skinny, you have anything to say?
It sincerely is, there are other people who have a lot of knowledge in the same marriage. We don't know much. But what's very true is that sometimes you don't really get a lot of knowledge when you hear from the older. When you have a younger at your age, not like, even though they may be inexperienced so much, but they're able to speak your language. And they're able, because you work in the same part, it's more easier. That's why we love to talk to young couples also, to know their experiences. That, I tell people, those who got married in 1972, they did well. But their experiences, even though it's good, let me say something true. When my wife gave birth in the beginning, that will make it easier for you to understand. We had my mother-in-law, who is older, who really have experience in handling children. But she didn't know the 21st century of handling children. I was talking. So what we did was that we talked with her when they did be. Then we had a younger couple who were also above us, who just came out of raising children. Just finished giving birth, let me say it that way. So when it's hard, 21st century, we deal with them. When you have to deal with more experience, we go to the older one. That's exactly what we do today. So there are people we go to, and someone says, what do they know? We don't say we know anything. But we know something that at least the people behind us, at least we could hear from our view, and I think can be a blessing. So at least stay tuned. I think you're going to enjoy yourself.
You are surely going to enjoy yourself. We will start by letting the Boamah tell us a bit about themselves.
Okay. We first of all want to thank Mr. George and wife Susie. It's a great honor and privilege to be on your program. And I love the team, the topic for this program, Marriage Made Easy. Because marriage is easy. The way God planned marriage, it was supposed to be easy. And that is how it was supposed to be. But life, our own knowledge, our own, sometimes we bring things in our mind, our life, that are complicated things. Many troubles that we go through, it's because of we not following the right way that God wants married to be. So I love the Married Made Easy series because it's really helping. Amen. Personally, a few times that I've watched the program, it was a blessing. So I believe and I pray that today also we also can contribute the things that we've learned from our experience and also from the ones that we heard from you, how it has helped us. So God bless you. We are honored to be here. I will let my wife introduce us. Take it from there.
It's easy, I'm going to do that.
All right. Again, I would also really like to be thankful to God for both of you for having us here. We are so grateful to God for the opportunity to be alive. Let me just say we've been married for 6 years, and God has mercifully, that's the way I put it, mercifully blessed us with 2 kids. And I say mercifully because every couple that has gone through pregnancy and all of what pregnancy comes along with knows that it's mercy. So yeah, to even take in the seed and then take it way through the 9th month and go to the labor room and get out and be sound yourself and the child and have knowledge to now bring them up. It's a great lot. So yeah. God has mercifully granted us these 2 kids, and it's helping us to stay together and then move along. We got married, I would say, quite at a young age. So I was 24. I had just
I was 27 years old.
Wow.
we started quite early. It's been awesome, but then I also think that when people get married very, very young, I know that some people started way younger than us, but I should say for my time, I started it quite early, and so then I had to learn a lot of things along the way. Sometimes you would want to have a manual, you can read through, and then you're like, okay, this is how I go about with this thing. But then, no, it doesn't go that way. So, again, we are grateful to God. It's been great.
6 years.
Yes, great.
I mean, Ravi, let's not lie. I've heard instances where people have got married less than 2 weeks and the marriage is broken. They didn't even need a honeymoon. While the moon was still dripping, they were already up. So sometimes when people go able to go like 6 months, 6 years, okay, it takes a lot of discipline to be able to maintain at least a month. And I tell people, not because we're with the wrong person, we didn't say that. I tell people now, if we think for that means you're with the wrong person. No, not necessarily. You could be with the right person and still have to work to keep it going. So, I mean,
that's how God made marriage. No one get married that is perfect. It doesn't matter what you've known, what you've read, what have been told, because God made marriage in such a way that you learn whilst you go through it. That is why, as we know, the Bible discourages living with somebody that don't get married, because marriage have its challenges. That it is only because you are married you stick together. When you are not married, the first 2 seconds challenge,
you run away.
Because why should a wife or a man disturb you, force you to harm while the person not married you? Because sometimes when you are married, when your marriage is brought before God, it bounds you. And problem that seems to be, problem that seems that you cannot solve it, before you realize you solve it.
With God.
But when
that's the right way.
that is it. But when God is not in and you are just working together,
No,
you're not in there for someone's daughter or someone's husband to destroy, someone's going to destroy your life. You pack your things again.
Then I'm bound to ask, so before entering into the marriage, what were your expectations? And then living it.
Wow. Let me say that my wife was a friend in the ministry. Let me start from there because and we were just friends. When I saw my wife, and she was a friend. I had that instinct feelings that, let me say, every man will have for a lady for her. But because of the fear of God, I kept her as a friend, and I maintained it.
You subdue it.
I
Keep your hand when they have their eyes on the people, you have no idea.
because sometimes because of probably the position you have in church, you will do things to spoil yourself and disgrace the ministry. And sometimes, if you take that thing out, God wants His people to preserve themselves before they get married, because the things, let me say, guys or men need to grow up that they will marry after they've overcome their instinct, their lust, because there are things that never goes away even when you get married. And the moment you don't fight that, even after you get married, that will fight you. So, and by working with our pastor, I learned a lot. My pastor told me one time, Joseph, God bring women in your life. Some you are to help them. Some need to help you. And some will come and stay. So you need to distinguish a woman that comes on your way that they are just passing by, that you go to help them, or they will help you, and the one that will come and stay. If not, that will make a lot of confusion. So for you to work that out, and the one that you have that thing, for you to pause and then work on it, and see if it is to just pass or to come and stay, to help or the person to help you. So when I knew my wife, then I was a friend in the ministry. I kept her as a friend, and that time I was going to school. I was a student, and I promised before God that until I finished school and I started working, marriage is out of my mind. Boyfriend and girlfriend stuff is out of my way. So I did my best as a believer, as a Christian, to maintain that, and it's a blessing. So we reached a point that that I saw that if I'm not passed. Somebody's wow. Somebody's you know. Something that I have suspected for years. So I've always loved her and I admire her, but that was the time came that if I don't work things up, somebody will overtake me. So what made me marry her was life. We say that one will go faster, but two go far. And for you to go far, it's not just being two to go far, but somebody that have the right mind of God, somebody that have the right perspective of life. So it was love, but at the same time, because of who I know I am and where I know I want to go, she can be a perfect woman to help us to extend the kingdom of God and also bring things out. So let me say that was the first thing that pushed me, and the way I saw marriage to be, because right from our pastor is wonderful, because when you go and tell him that this is a lady that you want to get married, he will listen to you, but he pretend that he has not listened to you. Then he will give you some commands to follow that you will abstain from that person for about 6 months. Okay. And that 6 months he will be guiding you with the marital stuff, giving teachings, both of you. So it's 6 months that if you can get married, you know. If you cannot get married, you will know. Because the more the teaching becoming, the course becoming out, you realize that this one is too hard, because
I'm not ready for this one.
You are not ready for that one. And the things that you take, you start to really learn, and you need to do something about it. So we started with by God's grace with a wonderful man of God that gave us counsel. But as you said, when you enter, it is not the same. Something is you need to live it to learn it.
Oh, that's a good one.
You need to live it to learn, because you know that things are there. but you don't know how it will come to you. And when it will come to you, whether you are ready to receive that blow or you are not ready to receive that bad news or that good news, because you know we don't plan how things will come and how and when they come, and sometimes you are not ready, and you need to know, you need to be ready, you need to fight or you need to stand for that. So how you say before you get married and when you enter, they are completely. But we thank God that He's taking us forward little by little.
That's a good one there. I'm happy to hear that.
Women, we had our expectations.
I know, right?
And we entered, it was a different thing. How was it?
Well, I will say that I came to realize sincerely after a while though, because let me put it straight away. My father's last daughter. So I sort of grew up with that princessy thing. Once that, you know, special place, you want to always feel like you are overwhelmed with the love. And so I should say I got into marriage, and then on a part I was looking onto somebody who was going to give me a lot of that. It came though. I mean, the love is there, otherwise we wouldn't be here. But then I remember one time my first lady told me this, and she's like, my daughter, because I used to have a lot of conversations with her, and I'd be like, Mommy, you know, he's a great person, but I'm not sure we have the vibe, we have the feel, we have the... And then one time she was like, my daughter, when you get there, you understand it's not vibing. So you it's not vibing and feeling that.
This one, you need to write somewhere. It's not vibing.
You forget what vibing and feeling is. But I had to learn it. I need to be so sincere. I had to really learn it and understand that at the end of the day, two people get into marriage, and it's two lives, two backgrounds, two families. And when I say family, I mean the family, you know, and the brothers and the sisters and the moms and the dads, and then this person is now coming to join together with you. So you are now going to share everything. And sometimes, of course, it's a shared burden, but it's a double burden. Sometimes that's the way it looks like.
That is very good word.
Two ways of seeing things. Two ways of. Sometimes when you have discussion, she will say it. I say, I do understand you. I do understand you. But this is how I also see it. So sometimes for we to compromise and do one thing that will help each of us is. That is why you learn that in as much as you love the person, you have a two different way of thinking.
Yes.
And sometimes you have, because of the way you think, you say something, and because of the way she thinks, she will see it a different way. You will be seeing an object, and one will be seeing the shadow of that object because of our perspective. And that thing is what sometimes make marriage difficult. But you know,
But I actually see that too as a blessing.
It's a blessing.
You know, I like the way you put it. Sorry to cut man. I like the way you say it. It's a shared burden, still a double burden. Because usually you would think that if the problem shared is half solved, right? But at this time the problem is shared. Yes,
You tell my dog was like, if you know it, keep quiet. That way,
wow,
it's so wonderful.
No, I like the thought. To me, it's a very great thought for my mind to conceive, to see. You are not the only one who says, my husband is my wife, but that is normal. You know, like I like the way you say you have your own expectations. And sometimes, even not exaggerated expectations, just that your mom can't give you that. Or your wife can't give you that. And you still have to be able to manage it, to be able to.
Yes.
And you know, sometimes the way that you expect it, it will come, and the way that you were expecting to feel, you will not feel that.
Okay.
Okay. And
you get what you're looking for.
Yes,
you're not
when you were single and you have so many thoughts, you have so many ideas, you have so many things, and you know, television in a way you are change our perspective about how things should be. So you get married, and sometimes you think that if your husband gives you a flower, you're going to jump. But your husband gives the flower. So when you don't grow to learn and get mature, you would think that this is not love, but it has got nothing to do with that. And it's
I'm happy I'm waiting for Pastor. Happy you are there as I mean, sincerely, if there is a couple we watch, at almost all the married things she does with the wife, we listen to all of them. I always tell people, you never know it all. And there are things that it should be easier. Actually, it is easier, but because you don't know how to make it easier.
Yes.
But they also have been ahead of you. They know something. So you keep watching them, you keep looking at them, you keep listening to them. Then you can at least along the way, like they said, you learn on the job.
Yeah.
That is very interesting for marriage.
Yes.
God knows how many married books are read before I come married. And sometimes the funny truth is that your wife will do something that is not in any of the books that you read.
You know, my wife used to say, when I talk, to me, I'm talking normal. Yes. I want to say that you is nothing. I was screaming,
Then you're not the only one. You're not the only one.
you know, I bought the book just to
Learn how to
learn. But you know,
maybe I think it's the preaching thing. No?
God told me.
I think I'm not the only one. Let me explain to my wife. I'm not the only one.
He's talking to me. I'm talking normal. I'm not hungry. I'm talking normal. Isn't that why you shouting? I'm just talking. No, it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
I mean, that's good to know. I'm happy for my wife to know that I'm not the only one. I'm not angry. It's just that it comes out louder.
Wow. I believe we are all having a nice time. We are learning a lot. If you're a young person, then you are about to take this step. Please, I believe you are taking lots of nuggets out of what Mr. and Mrs. Boamah are sharing here. It will be of a benefit to somebody else too. So this is the right time for you to share, like, and subscribe to the page. It is the Inside Studios on Facebook and same on YouTube. Please share so that it will be of a benefit to someone. I am really learning. I am getting to the understanding that it's not only in my home, but it is the same everywhere. Everywhere. Wow. Mr. Well, when you were talking, you spoke about the fact that when you wanted to take the step, you had seen lady mistakes, but you didn't want to take the approach because you wanted to put things in place. One would ask, is there really a right time to take that step? Will you have everything in place to take the step? Or it is sufficient talking to your pastor, or maybe deciding, okay, I'm working, I have a home where I live on my own, I can take care of myself. Somebody will say, if you are able to take care of, put a meal on the table and have surplus, then you can also take care of somebody's daughter. Is there really a right time to take that step?
Wow. I think that you asked a golden question that many young people ask when marriage seminars or things goes on like this. And it's difficult to answer because the answer is yes. Mm-hmm. And the answer is also no. Mm-hmm. That from my point of view, it depends on the preparation, because it is not about the amount of money. Because somebody married and he was rich, and somebody getting married when he wasn't rich. It's about timing, and that timing depends on you, the person. It's not just about taking care of yourself and putting food on the table. That one is included, but to me, it is less about that. It is about being mature, because when we talk about taking care of yourself, it's about taking care of your emotions.
Thank you.
If you are not going to take care of your emotions as a man and have self-control about that, which is included, you get married and as we've said, and everyone that are married knows that the way we see things is not the same way that happens. And the things that make marriage happy is not always there. Everything that make marriage happy, we create it. So if we did,
I'm happy to hear that one.
But if we are not ready to have this knowledge and this responsibility, because some of the things that make marriage happy, sometimes when we say you don't need to buy it. Sometimes you don't. It doesn't take. It doesn't. It's not about money. It's about an action that you do. And those actions, it doesn't come naturally, especially for men. Few times they come naturally, but 80% and 90%, it is something that you plan, you think, and you do it. It will not come natural. So a guy or a boy needs to come to a point. Yes, you should be a person that you can take care of yourself financially. Yes, when I get married, when we were getting married, I was living with my father. I was not living alone. I wasn't having a house, but everything that I was supposed to have, because to have a house, you just need to have the money.
Of course.
If you have the money, you can get a house. So if you can live with your parents and you can prepare yourself, and when the time comes that you are married, you get into a new house. So some also say that no, you need to live alone. And my father, when I started working, my father said that every month you get your pay, you put some, you give it to me, which it was true, and I needed to do that. And because it was said that if you cannot help me to pay utilities, then we cannot live alone. So I didn't have the need to live alone to learn those things. I learned it once I was living with my father. My small I was given to help. So I learned these things. So when I was with her, I just entered into the house. But the big work is you, the man, preparing yourself mentally, trying to learn more about ladies. It is something that is very, very important. Although you will not learn all, or in as much as you will learn, you will still find. But at least some things you will know it, and you will to solve some problems. I think that is important. So when those things are done, and you know, as a people and as a Christian, which it's very important. If you are not strong as a Christian, marriage will be difficult. So every guy needs to make sure that as a human being, as a person, he's standing wide and strong and be mature as a Christian. Because marriage has got to do with God. It is God that establishes it. So until you are not able to build that strong relationship with God, you will not be able to build that strong relationship with a woman. And when you are able to do that, yes, it is true. Many people don't know God, but they are married. But we are talking about marriage made easy by the mind of God. And when that is done, it will help us to be able to go forward. There are many things that a person can do, but these few things that doesn't need money must be first, must be first on the list. And when that thing happens, money. Some people get married. I remember some people get married in our church, and you know, our pastor, together with the church, helped the person get married. About the decoration, about the things that the person needed to dress around. Many ministry, many men of God do this thing to help, because it is not about having all the money for the preparation, but it's about the two people being mature and putting things in order.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I believe most.
Yeah. I like the free community. To me, it's very rich. You need to have the money too, but that's not the most important thing. Maturity, as well. I mean, emotionally, yes. Because sincerely, if you don't have the emotions right, you're not talking emotion. Don't think of fornication. You're not talking about that. We're talking about emotions in the home. Because the conditions out, they are not always the same. And the truth is that when you are the man in the house, everything rises and falls on you.
Yes.
And no matter what we do, you need to tame your emotions.
Yes.
I mean, which is not easy. I always tell people it's difficult to be a man. especially because you are supposed to handle a woman.
Yes.
That is the whole course you're supposed to take forever in your life.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't make that they are bad. It's just because when they were created, you were sleeping. So how do we know? How do you understand when you were created when you were sleeping?
They are special. They were special and
But Alex said, he said, that's the truth. And I asked him, he said, if a marriage don't work, it's because one of you was violating the rules that was given by God to maintain the home.
that is true.
And I like the Christian part to keep
That
reading.
is true.
If I do what God said, my wife does what God said. It could be difficult, humanly. But because all of us are looking unto Christ, somehow, we'll be able to find our feet.
Yes.
I always quote that to my wife. That's what they said to me directly. He said, George, because I talk to women of God, and I talk about marriage, and they are saying, marriage is difficult. I never heard anybody say that to me. But when he said that, he never left me. He said, if the marriage is not working, the truth is that one of you is not doing the gospel. One of us do God's way, we need to have God with us. And if we didn't create the marriage, the one who created the marriage told us what to do to maintain the home.
That is true.
If you follow his principle, then you arrive at the destination. If you go your own way, you went that way you want to.
No. You first program that you will not even end well.
Definitely. Since you go back, that's a good one. Bless you. Bless you.
Wow. I think we the young adults, we are doing very well when it comes to like taking the step. But I believe that there are still more out there who are reluctant about it. They have lots of myths about marriages and what happens. What do you think is the problem? What do you think is preventing some in taking that bold step? I believe like the last time we were talking about some of the issues that with them.
Yes. Yes. Let me say that thank you for this question because many people are not taking steps for many reasons. And let me say that in our time like this, some ladies, not all, some ladies have the fear of getting married because they think that probably when they get married, their vision will be in the box. They need to pack their vision, their dreams, their ambitions in the box, because when they get married, then children will come in and a whole lot of things, and the person will be thinking, how am I going to do that? And so some ladies don't want to get married for that reason, and not all of them. I would say that it's not true. Sometimes it can be true. So, but it's a problem that can be solved so easily, because one thing about marriage is communication. You just need to get the person that you can communicate to, and if you're a lady, a man that can give you the assurance, because when we get married, when we were getting married, my wife, I think some few months before we get married, she graduated. She had a bachelor's degree.
Wow, doctors are good.
And she also the work that she was also doing ended. So we get married soon. Let me say less than a month after that. So we get married, then became we needed to sit down and talk whether you continue with the career or we start moving forward the family so that you start a career later. And it wasn't a problem, but understanding was supposed to come on the table. And sometimes it's not easy, because you know someone that have studied, have great potential to do great, because my wife is talented. The things that she can do, there is nothing that if she wants to do, she cannot do it. If my wife wants to open a school, she can do it. My wife wants to open a company for translating, for I don't know. There are so many things. In ministry, she is blessed with gifts, and also the social is blessed with so many gifts. So she has so many competence to do many things. But you know, I talked to my wife and I said that I know that you can do it and I know where you can arrive. But there are also many people that because of this gift and talent, they start their career. Then for them to come back home to sit, then start the pregnancy period, it becomes so difficult for them. So they enter, they don't get back. And there are some people that are, today they are rich, not everybody, but some that are rich, they've gone ahead in life, and now they want to start a family and they cannot do it. And they cannot reverse that. So I talked to her that I know it's not going to be easy, and it wasn't easy because to talk and to agree is easy, but the cost of waiting and staying in the house, because you be in the house, I'll go to work. She'll be in the house alone, and you know how easily things. So she'll be in the house alone throughout the day, and you know the work I was doing was a shift work. So sometimes I will leave in the evening and I'll come in the morning. And you know, when you come in the morning, you need to rest. So you rest and she was in the house throughout the night alone. The daytime in the house and you was sleeping and she needs to be in the house alone. You wake up and the time you talk, you do this, you need to go back to work again. So it wasn't easy. We agreed, she understood me, but it wasn't easy. In the course of waiting. And I think that, so I was telling my wife that, one thing that is very important is agreement, conversation, and most important, the patience. Because my way I've got to do it. It is needed. Because when that thing is not added, you would think that a mountain is falling on you. But it was just a small stone. But if you don't have patience, you rush to do things. And later you come to know that you've done foolish things. But if you wait for some few time to pass, that thing that was big becomes small like this. So many young people, some of them are afraid to get married because they know that when they get married, their vision, their dreams will not, they cannot do it. They don't have the possibility to go out. And because after, when the children comes in, you need to be in the house for some time to take care of them. And you know, they are also growing. When we get married, she was 24. But now my wife is 30 years. So if the time is going. So when someone will be thinking, now I'm 40, now I'm 35. When would I wait for the next 5? I'll be 40 and I cannot enter into career. These are things that are making so many young people not to go. Some of them, not all, some. And so I think that it is something that can be solved out when conversation is done, because we talk, we agree. She waited, and now we have 2 kids. She has started a career. She's a teacher. She does so many other projects alongside with her teaching. And when we started, I remember before she started her career, she'd be in the house and always be worrying and sending his CV here and there, and they are not calling, and she would feel bad. And there was nothing I can do. Let me leave this land. Probably I'll be patient. So it was about patience. And when the time came that she had the job, their calls were coming. Even today, she's still working. There are so many proposals, and we are trying to reject some, change some. So it's about timing. And every woman, I think every woman can do that. So let me say, I'm talking for the women, because when I remember when my wife started working, we're having 2 kids, so we need to adjust ourselves in taking care of the children. So I cannot expect my wife to go to work early in the morning, come home in the evening, come and take care of the children, and also cook. No, we are 2. We need to work together. The 2 shall be 1. So there are things that if she was in the house, she would do it. Now she's outside, I'm in the house, so I need to do it. And I think that will help. Whenever a woman is secure that the husband will help her in that way, she'll not be afraid to get married to that time. But it's something that, as men, we need to assure the woman that it's going to be their time.
Assurance, though. No, it doesn't come easy to us.
It doesn't.
Sometimes you don't intend not to help.
Yes.
But you don't want to help. Like if you're like me, I don't like to cook. I don't like to cook. Now, if somebody wants to cook, it's okay. I'm not saying don't cook, but I don't like to cook. Now, here is the key. If I want to help my wife, there are other things that I can do to help my wife if I'm not cooking.
Yes.
That is what they don't say, oh, me, I can't put the child at my back. It's true, you can't put the child at your back. But nobody say put the child at your back. The one that you can do. Because at the end of the day, it is both of you, like we said, having the load that you are carrying. So somebody is more efficient in carrying the load in a certain way. They carry that load in that way.
Yes.
The one that you do it in that way. At the end of the day, it's the load in the home.
Yes.
So you are trying to solve it. I'm happy you talk about the career. Don't forget it. You can still do what you want to do. But let me ask the lady, how was it for you?
Well,
Especially accepting without look at the gift your husband said you are. And look, I'm just imagining that you are. It's one thing to have something or not be sure of what you have, but to know sure that you have it and to put all at the side and put your arms together and sit down. I wonder how you feel like.
No, it wasn't easy.
How was it?
It wasn't easy because I felt it also. She made me know that it wasn't easy.
It was in there.
I say my husband said we had a conversation and I said yes. It was yes, no, like because it wasn't sincerely so easy for me. The thing is, I grew up and thankfully, Mountain bless God for my daddy. He always, yes, he always told me I could be just the best in anything.
Wow.
It was something he would not stop saying. And in a way, my father believed so much in me, and he would say a lot of things about me. So it challenged me to take on so many things upon me. And then in church as well, my pastor would just carry me and he would just put me somewhere doing something. And many times I'm running away, but he's like, "You've got this, you're going to do it." And so I grew up with that. Yes. And when we got married, like my husband said, I was coming from 3 years of working and studying together. And I had done, I would say it had been extremely hectic because at 18 years, God gave me a job. I was working in an insurance company. It was a full-time job. And then the year after, I decided I wanted to go to the uni. So I started, and then I had to be able to be there because it was a private uni. So the money was a bunch of money, and so I had to be able to stay in the 3 years so that I wouldn't have to pay all the extras. I could guarantee myself a better scholarship. And so I had to be sure I would do both. So at some point in time, I was doing work, and then go to school, come back to work, and then stay in Brescia and study till very late.
Wow.
And I did that for 3 years. That was my life. And I was able to just graduate right in time. So when we got married, wow, I was looking at the ceiling like, okay, what are we going to do now?
Can I say something?
Yes.
Because sometimes you only see people outside like that to say, maybe they had it like ice on the cake. I mean, but look at the 3 years of intense living.
It was intense.
I wanted to stress on that because sometimes when you see people on the outside, nobody knows the price they paid behind the scenes. 3 years, studying.
Yes, like that.
And so
Working at the same time.
Yes,
she will leave in the house 7 o'clock in the morning, and she'll come back home late in the evening about 11 o'clock because she finished working at 5 or 6.
I would say
she go to the uni, then go and study late because when you enter the house, there are a lot of things to do. You cannot have time to stay. So you stay outside and at the library and study till 11 o'clock in the evening before she comes. And she did that for 3 years.
Yeah, I would
If you are here and you're watching a lady, please, I just want to repeat that. If you're looking at her, it didn't fall from the sky. Not to speak good Italian like me. Yeah. I mean, good English like myself. Now, I just said that for joke, but guess what? She paid a lot of price. Maybe you are here, maybe this may be your own. You're saying, me, I'm not thinking of marriage. Maybe you need to put in more oil.
More oil.
Burn the oil. More oil. Because you can't arrive in the sky all overnight. 3 years.
I did 3 years like that, and then, well, thankfully, I was also very engaged in church. And again, there were times I would be like, no, maybe I need to drop one. And then my father will not let me, and my spiritual father will not allow me. You're not coming to church because you're saying, okay, I want to understand you're coming.
Wow.
So yes, I had to be sure I was keeping both of them going. It costed me a lot of social life. Friends and all of those things.
They can't understand you.
Yes, oh yeah, I had to deal with a lot of tantrums, even from ladies, because this one you'd be like, you're always too busy, you feel you are too much, you feel you are popped just because you are, you know, you are doing something, you are studying. But seriously, I was focused. Yeah, I was really, really focused, and that came from a place. I just didn't wake up being focused. I had been led to being focused. So we got married. I was home. I started getting so bored.
Of course.
So bored.
I can understand that. That's having that life.
All my days.
And all of a sudden you are
everything just. And so I would tell my husband, "Can I go back to school?" And he said yes. So I enrolled again, and I started my postgraduate degree.
Wow.
And then I did my first year, took all of my exams with my belly big like this. It was my first time. I'll never forget this last exam I took at the uni. I went there, the teacher saw me, was like, you know what you're complaining. And I'm like, I came here for this. He was like, okay, tell me what you know and get out. Because the stomach was huge. It was the last exam I took. And then I was able to pull through it that year. But then again, when the kids came, my first son came, I was like, okay, maybe we will be fast, and then I will have one or two, and then they advise that and they'll be like, quick on it. So yeah, that was also a journey on itself, because then after my son, I was now praying to God for another child, and then we started having problems. So yeah, 2 miscarriages, and
definitely talk about it.
it was a lot.
But you know the part of it that makes me happy. I don't know what you are thinking. The whole that telling us give us the point that they need to sacrifice certain things to be able to make the home go away.
Yes.
She didn't like it. Not like she liked it, no. But she said, okay, for the betterment of the home. I like it. He said, yes, but at the back is no. And all of us do that. Not because I like it, but because for the betterment of the home. If you have a husband, a wife, who may behave like the way I behave. Not because of me, for the betterment of the home. I mean, sometimes, let's be real. Your wife will do something you don't like, your husband will do something you don't like. But not because of him, for the betterment of the home.
You know, this morning, I told my wife that although we had, we seem to not go well in the evening, but you know that because we love ourselves and we are couple, we will talk again, we will forgive ourselves, we will laugh. So just go that way. And let it move. There's no need to entertain or get hungry, because you know that we eventually.
Yeah, come baby.
I mean, leave it and let's laugh. Let's go forward.
No, I'm happy. I just want to stress on that. If you have issue in the home, your husband do something, your wife does something, okay, it's normal. We don't consciously offend our spouses. Nobody does that. Nobody will say, I want to offend you. Definitely not.
No, nobody.
But sometimes we may do, like, you know, like the way the teeth bite the tongue, sometimes unconscious. In the middle of eating hot dog, I mean, just bite your teeth. I mean, want to bite the other one, let me know before. And the middle of eating the mutu and cutting, I'm like, no, but it happens. Not conscious, but at least if it happens, let it go. For the sake of the marriage. That is something I just pick from them. Not because they like everything happening in the home, but they want the betterment of the home. So the woman could sacrifice to keep the home as they supposed to. That's a good one. Bless you.
Sacrifice. I believe we are all learning. We are all learning. Even if you've been married for a very long time and there are cracks, this is a better time. We'll all be patching the cracks that is on our marriage. We go to Facebook to see some comments, our family who are with us, and see what they are writing to us. I have Lady Judith AP Asante says, good afternoon, Inside Studios. Good afternoon to you too. Thank you, Mommy Grace Mamle Dad is watching. Thank you so much. Thank you also, Emanuela. Everybody watching. We are so much grateful to have you spend some time with us and also learn. Our Mommy Grace Mamle Dad says, old school principles. So lessons, family. Yes. Sometimes we need to go to those who are really living it and learn from them. We have our bishop watching, Bishop Oscar Mesa. Thank you so much, Daddy, for watching. We have our Lady Julie says, you are welcome, Mr. and Mrs. Boamah. We have REV.ALEX. I think something made him so funny and he's laughing. Thank you so much, Mr. REV.ALEX, for watching. We have Timothy watching. Thank you so much. We have Millicent Jogu. Mommy Millicent, thank you so much. My family. Your sister? Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you so much, sister, for watching. Said, my family, God bless you guys. REV.ALEX also says, nice show. Keep it up. Thank you so much. We have, wow, our daddy watching, Pastor Alex. I'm enjoying the atmosphere there already. But he said, well, one wonderful people, Mr. and Mrs. Boamah. That's from Daddy. You are so much of a blessing to us as a generation, and we know that your children here are also grateful to have you. When throughout the conversation, you can hear Mr. and Mrs. Boamah referring to a father. So if you are young adults there, one question you need to ask your partner to be, or somebody you intend proposing to, who is that person's father? If it's the man you are going to say yes to, ask yourself, who is his father? Who do you go to? If it becomes so difficult at home and you have done all that you can, who do you go to? Who does he listen to? Get yourself, know that it is very, very important. We have our Lady Josephine, two minds coming together. Yeah. Thank you so much. We have also our Lady Judy saying, so beautiful, a father's support. Yes, we are so much grateful to have our Pastor Alex supporting Mr. and Mrs. Boamah right from the Inside Studios. Thank you also for watching. Grace Mamle says, the female is the whole course. Men must be committed to studying them.
That one, not true. It's a whole course. You need to be given a degree already.
When do we see it?
Well, we have our Mommy Millicent again saying, my family, Mr. and Mrs. Boamah to the world. God bless you. God bless and bless your marriage forever. Amen. We have Mommy Florence Amua watching. Thank you so much, right from the UK. Again, Mommy Millicent says, marriage is about commitment and maturity. Yeah, commitment and maturity. We have Kwame Ampomua. Thank you so much for watching. Lady Judy says, grace to overcome challenges in marriage. Lord, we need grace. So yes, remember that not all marriages are not the same. So you don't say if Mr. Boamah is cooking in the house, Mr. Kenny also is supposed to cook. No. You see what is good for you, what will keep your home moving, and you work on that. Again, our Lady Millicent says, help in your own small way at home as a man. Yes, your own small way as a man. Anything that you can do to help your wife, just do it. Our Mommy Margaret Tandra, thank you so much for watching. Again, our Mommy Grace Mamle Daddy says, There is always a price to pay. Kudos, Mr. and Mrs. Boamah. Yes, so that goes to you. Mommy Margaret says, awesome. Lady Millicent says, every good thing comes with a price. So
Yes.
we'll be done for making our marriage work. God is involved. Yes. If Christ is the center of your marriage, surely He will direct you. He will be with you in times when you need it, and it will surely work. He says, if it works, if you work it. Marriage works if you work it. I have my brother Amakai from Germany watching. He said, I'm enjoying the program. Thank you so much. We are also grateful to have you. Our mommy Margaret says, let's go and move on. Well said. Yeah, just let's go and move on. They said that sometimes you don't need to take marriage so serious. Sometimes you need to take it serious. Wow, we have Asari, what's the nice show. Thank you so much, everybody. I think we have also YouTube.
My sister Lady Ernestina, salute you, Sarah, to know that here.
Wow.
You learn as you go.
Mm.
The moment you stop learning, the marriage is already in trouble. That's the truth. You learn on the job, you learn forever.
Yes.
Don't wait for applause once you're still learning. I mean, you'll be giving your degree when you get there.
One will come to the did not learn it well.
See my sister Ruth, the thumbs up. I think she liked the show. She said, wow. Then it's not only in my house. Men like to shout. Nobody in your house, man. I do that myself too. Sometimes we even know we shout, we are just talking.
Yeah. The program like this is wonderful because you come to realize that something that's happening in your house, it is not only you. It's not just your man, it's not just your woman, but it is normal.
It's normal. You're not going to do more.
When people get married at first and you don't have experience, sometimes you might think that it is only you won't want
You're not the wrong person.
No, it's normal, but we need to.
You need to.
Yeah, we need to grow, we need to.
So it's like that with every one of us. My lady is in the snake again. He said, if you do it God's way, you'll get God's results. Yes, do it God's way, you get God's results. So, man of God, Ben, it's a nice program. Thank you, sir.
Wow, thank you so much. All too soon, our time is so much.
The time runs so quick.
Wow.
So there have to be another. There have to be part 2 of this one.
We will talk to Mr. and Mrs. Boamah and see if we can have a part 2 of this because we are learning a lot. We don't want to forget the fact that we are celebrating them because they are celebrating their 6th year in marriage.
Actually, let me take that. Mr. and Mr. Free go on the 2nd of July, right?
Yeah.
Now, they also come on the 2nd of July. I mean, it's a very good experience. So, the last Saturday, am I right?
Yes, last.
Yes. Once somebody started the one day marriage, yes. And it's a beautiful thing, at least.
Yeah.
And I say kudos, more grace to your rebels. We know that with God in the boat, sure, they still can be boisterous as it can. But because all of us still look unto Him, He will still give us grace to be able to live through the marriage. But there are things they said I'm very much interested in. They didn't like everything happen at home, but they chose to hold on to themselves. They choose to say, we want to keep on. We want to make it happen. If somebody married broke, it's one thing. One of them chose to do it their own way. They choose not to do God's way. I'm not sure everything the big man have done is always good.
No,
I'm not sure what they want to do is always perfect. We've gone like 9 years. Yeah. My wife, she's an angel. She doesn't do anything. I'm the only one, but she has managed me for the last 9 years. But the truth about that is that no matter how, we're still able to make ourselves together. And we are still together. That is the beauty of the end story. I also say my mom and my father married for over 30 years till my father died. Whenever I look back, I'm happy. I saw them always in trouble. They always had issues. But they never left each other. Which is something I always tell myself. And I'm not sure my father knew that much. But at least he stayed. If you stay, I like the way Johnny Coleman said it, It works if you work it. It only, not like it not work, it does really work. If it's not working, it's because you are not working it. And don't think your wife is the problem, don't think your husband is the problem. If you think you are the problem, it's easier. If you think she is the problem, that one you can't change. Why do you think that you are the problem? It is easier to work the more.
That my wife always say that whenever we have issue, he starts saying that shock your authority. But sometimes when he said that, I said that when she said that, you know, when you die, it's like right. But you know that it's your fault, and somebody's making out. So it's normal. Let's our young people that they are trying to figure out how marriage is, and they are not waiting to get married before. They are trying to know guys outside, ladies outside before they get married. It will destroy their life. It will not help them. No way. No way. Wait till you get married, because today there are so many people that are now suffering because they went with a different guy and things will not go well always. And now you need to drop out and just mislead their life and this are way back. So
actually, the man you date is not the man you marry. So you better marry him and know the right person. When the man you date is a different one.
When I was dating my wife, she said that I told her she's my first love. And said no, because first love they don't know marry last.
No, but it's interesting to see that, right? They've managed it. 6 years, they are still here. We have tried 9 years.
Oh, yes, you have.
We have more to learn. We have more to learn.
And thank God, we have great men among us that help us.
That is
Keep
true.
mentioning Pastor Alex.
That is true.
Such a good man of God, and all of us, sincerely, all of us. But guess what? If you have any issue in your home, understand that the grass green on the other side is because they look after it. If you stop looking after it, it start dying, for sure. So if you see Mr. and Mrs. Boamah happy, laughing, it's because they look after their grass. They are sure this grass, we want it green, so we keep the grass green.
Right.
Whatever we like, we don't like, we just want it green. So we have to wake up at the dawn and put water on it. In the afternoon, put water on it. Evening, put water on it. Prune it. However, it should remain green. And I think that will help all of us. That we can smile.
Wow, I can see a comment here that is so much important. Our Mr. Ben, he said, I hope the youth would watch and learn in such a generation. Yes, I hope the youth will learn. I hope somebody out there, a young adult out there, is also learning. Some of the mistakes we have made, you might have heard one or two, so that you don't make the same mistake. And also to make a better decision in the future. And also to have an understanding that you go into marriage not thinking you are perfect and the one coming is the one that is not perfect. But we all go to make ourselves better. And always have in mind that you make the other person happy. If we all have in mind to make each other happy, it will be a better place for us. Or let Mr. and Mrs. Boamah give us their last words and then we call it.
Let me say the patrician stand. After this, we talk about direct issues that we can relate directly. Sorry, sir.
Well, please.
Oh, I'm the one talking. I'm talking alone. Okay. What can I say? Like you said, the issues of marriage are many, and we cannot say all of them. What I will tell my my friends and young people that have get married is that, and it's something that I realized when I was saying it to my brother. I was talking to my brother yesterday, and I was telling him this thing. And whilst I was saying it, it was really sounding in my mind that our partners, sometimes things that we used to do at first, that they don't get angry, they don't get hurt about them. A time comes and you say the same thing and they get angry. They don't like it, and it's as if you've done a big mistake. And the reason is, first, you were showing love to them. And they receive the more of the love than the things that you say. It covers. Sometimes you go out, you come home late, your wife will not say anything because you show love. But when the time comes, once we show less love, they see more of some things that first wasn't a problem, and now it's a problem. So, the one advice I can give to young couples that are coming up is that they should continue to water their marriage, water their wives. So I was saying that the rain will fall, but a white man will wake up in the morning and still go and water it. It doesn't matter the rain that falls the night. So it doesn't matter that things are good. We still need to water our marriage so that when we keep it going, things that you are saying today, you always say it, your wife will never get angry. If not, at the time they come, the same thing. Whenever you say it, it's actually like you burn the fire on. You are still the same person. So God bless you.
Yes.
And we thank you for this.
Wow. Bless you. I'm sure they know this.
Well, I just wanted to underline the fact that we said we spoke about God a lot, in the sense that I'm sure I can say it only works if it's done through God's mind. So the prayers and then the commitment to each other, and they all go back to God. The word the word you gave to your partner before God. So let that be your lead, and then be committed. Be committed. Yes.
Wow, that's a good one there. I mean, let me just repeat what the Honorable Mr. Boamah said. The white man, even though it rains, he still water the green grass. That's interesting. I want to repeat that. I'm not so much interested in saying something new. But something special, I want to repeat. Because sometimes you hear so many things, that's what I think we hear so many things that we are not able to grasp. But when something is deep like that, I want to repeat it. Perhaps you're doing something that is working. Don't say it's working. No, let me just leave it. Don't be reluctant with what is working. Keep working what is working. That's what he's trying to say. The one that is working, keep working it. Don't say, today my husband and wife is okay, so even though I always give him water when he comes from work, but today, if I don't give only today, what will happen? Something will happen. Something will happen. So I like the example. Even though it has rained, but the white man will still water the grass. Keep doing the same thing. In as much as you know that it works, keep working it. We know that one day it will work. You look back and say, wow, I also have a home that I can be happy to go to. I will tell a story. I work at a place where I had a guy with me. When you clock a car, this guy will still be at the workplace. Even on volume that car. Metal and Abba. I passed like this. It seems he doesn't want to go home. Why? Because there's nothing in the home to go and see. It is. If the home is good and you can be happy to go to, it's the best thing you can always pray for. Yeah, but whatever you do, that makes the home work now. The man of God told us, keep doing the same thing. And I'm sure you're going to smile. Thank you.
Wow. Let me take this last comment here. Mark Sandra says, wow, congratulations. I was there. Good days ahead. Yeah. Thank you so much. And we have our brother Theo Prince says, that's deep. He's affirming what our man of God said.
Yes.
That's so deep. Thank you so much. Viewers, we are so much grateful for having you, for spending some time with us so that we can all learn. I believe that we have learned a lot. If you have not grasped so much, you still have time. You can still go back and go through the video again, and it will be so much of a blessing to you. If you know a young person out there who this video or broadcast is going to bless, please do so by sharing. This is the Inside Studios, and what do? We learn, we unlearn, and we relearn. Remember to take one day at a time, and then be the best you can be. This is the Inside Studios.
Yeah, happy. Thank you very much. Don't forget, the man of God, something I want to lastly say it. It's not so much because you work it, but because you have God to help you. But maybe you are saying, I don't even know who this God is. You don't like to get born again, because when he comes into the world, then he makes things easier. When he is a couple and we follow his path, then he instituted it, therefore he knows what to be able to do, to be able to give you what he had in mind when he established it. Do you mind accepting the Lord as your personal Savior? Now, let's pray together. Say, dear Lord, I thank you for your guide. I accept I'm a sinner. Come to my life. be my Lord and my personal Savior. Satan, I denounce you and everything that comes with you. I declare it's loss of my life and my family life. In Jesus' name. Amen. If you pray that prayer, guess what? We are born again. We would like to hear from you. Our greatest joy is to hear from you. We have books, we have cards that we can share with you to make your walk with God better. Till next time, peace and love to you. Blessings to your soul. Bye for now. Bye.